So, Angela, I had an epiphany this morning.
You did?
I did. I was thinking about BOSS4Agents and that name. Now, I know it stands,
Back office support system.
it does, but it got me thinking about that old 1980s TV show, Who's the Boss? And Judith Knight, her character on that show was named Angela.
That's correct.
So I'm wondering, is Boss really named after you, the boss at Pinnacle?
The real challenge isn't production anymore,
Where in the content creation process should the human element remain non-negotiable?
but has the bar for what makes content effective just gotten higher for everyone?
Practical tools that make our marketing smarter and our operations more effective. This is Marketing Masterminds. We're coming to you today from Medicarians 2026.
We have a very special guest with us today. We have Angela Palo, who is the Chief Operating Officer and co-owner of Pinnacle Financial Services. Angela, welcome.
Hi, and thank you for inviting me. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. So I'm anxious to talk about the Pinnacle story from a particular point of view. I want to talk about the technology story. You've always been a leader amongst AmeriLife affiliates, but one place that you've really taken the lead and accelerated all of us is in technology. You've got a system called BOSS4Agents. Tell us about that system.
So we got tired of relying on out-of-the-box software and then finding out 6 months into a project it wasn't available anymore.
Mm.
And we looked around, and we said, we want to find a solution that basically is going to stay with us for when we recruit an agent, contract the agent, they write business, they get commissions, and we would have the whole history. And it would all go one place. There would be one unique identifier, and we just had that vision and we committed to it.
You just mentioned about having, all these different tools and different platforms that they would have to go to. So now what you've done is you put everything in one platform.
That's correct.
How do you believe that's changed the experience for the agent or advisor who's utilizing that, knowing it's not fragmented anymore, and now they're all within one system?
So now they have a unique opportunity because we were able to build a portal and a CRM, and everything is in one place. They don't have to sign in here to see their commissions, sign in here to see this. They can send out contracts. It's got an AI assistant. They can send out templates. They can build retention plans. A lot of our competitors have software, right? But what we really wanted it to do is be more than software. We really wanted it to be an evolution. And it is evolving with us. It started out, we picked 12 companies. At that time, it was 90% of our business. Now we can contract for 192.
Oh, wow.
And even our agents that are not techie can go into the CRM. It's very simple to use. They can upload their existing clients. They can store everything they need for AEP or OEP. But more importantly, they can do cross-marketing through it. You might see some of our competitors have prepackaged retention plans. We're trying to get the agents to think out of the box. Like, hey, you do some life, so we want to touch those clients too, and let's touch them with this. And then we can actually sit with the agents and say, all right, talking to your AI assistant, and let's build your template. So it's really made the agent experience totally different. They don't have to go anywhere. They can store their data. They can launch their enrollment platforms. They can store their phone calls and everything right there.
I've always thought that the key link in any system like this is the marketer. Talk about what this does for your marketers to allow them to even more supercharge the business that's happening with the agents.
Well, so one of the things is we think things are successful. We think, right? We spend a lot of money here. We think it's successful. With the program, the way we've built it, now we can put prospects into the prospecting system, put where the lead originated, and then it will travel into the agent data when we contract them. And more importantly, we can then have a good line of sight into, well, we gave Joe 10 leads and she contracted 9. But we gave Mary 12 leads and she contracted 2. So then we can switch the round robin in the system and we can make sure that she's getting more leads because she's working them more effectively. And then we can look at all our ad campaigns, all of our resources and say, this is where we want to spend our money. And we can also pay our sales directors. They don't work for free. They like to be paid. And we can allocate agents to the sales directors, and then we can track that all in one place. And that's really so critical to us. It has to all be in one place.
You can only manage those things that you measure. And the BOSS system for agents gives you those measurement tools as well as empowering your agents.
That's correct. And it's constantly evolving. It's not like it's done, right? So every day we think of new things. And the one day I just went in and I went into ChatGPT and Grok and Gemini and I asked, what else should we add? And then I sent a note to the developers and said, hey, we're thinking we'd like to add this as a feature. And it's just that easy. Plus it's a drag and drop system. It's not a hard code. So if I want my dashboard to have these 5 things, but you want your dashboard to have these 6 or you want this first or it's just that simple. We just drag it around.
Mm, nice, they can personalize it.
Yep.
So as you're seeing more agents utilize the system and you're seeing them get more comfortable with it, what are you seeing them utilize the AI features for? Is it more on the marketing side? Is it where are you really seeing that adoption? Is it content creation or
So it's
ideas that you
content
mentioned?
creation in the CRM
Mm,
for the agents. In the agent portals, it's more on the marketing side. The agencies are really using it to see how they're doing, how productive are they, and they're trying to analyze and use that feature. You know, we were excited 3 years ago when we started the project, and I remember the first meeting, they were like, "We're gonna have AI." And back then, yeah, right. But it's really evolved, and as I said, every day it continues to evolve. We get new features. The fact that we can talk and set up templates, we have so many agents that are not tech savvy.
exactly.
So that is such a huge component to the CRM.
So the agents who are using this system, what kind of productivity gains have they seen when they've gotten onto the system, organized their book of business, modernized their marketing, taken advantage of the AI features? What's it meant for them in terms of, real world impact?
Well, to give you an example, most of the agents would start working on AEP in February because they would have to make all these phone calls, verify doctors, verify meds. Now they can go into the CRM and say, pull up all of my customers who have this product and send out this letter. And boom, 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 it gets done. That information comes back into the CRM and it helps them evaluate, well, you know what? I don't have to call these people for AEP. So it's been like just game changer.
What are you seeing as maybe one of the biggest barriers right now when it comes to AI in general for the agents or the adoption of it or within the system? What do you believe is the biggest barrier?
So we learned through our experiences, right, that everybody, like for example, we piloted a program for one of the major carriers. And we thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a great thing and it's going to be so easy. But we found out we had to train agents 5 to 7 times before they could understand the product and
Mhm.
adopt it. So the biggest barrier we're having right now is like literally getting to everybody and having those multiple opportunities. Like we use AI to do product training and different
Hmm.
things like that, but that's really like getting them to sit still. Let us show you what you can do with this. Like it'll change your life. So that's really our only hurdle.
It's awesome.
When I think about Boss for Agents, I think about it as an extension of the Pinnacle promise, which is you are the best FMO in the nation when it comes to having relationships that support the agents. And the reason I mention that is we're surrounded right now by large technology companies that are promising solutions that will do it all. What I mean by extending that promise is this isn't a one size fits all system. You mentioned the evolution, you mentioned the product roadmap, that it's constantly moving. It's being determined by the feedback that you're receiving and the expertise that you have in the space. So you know the business, you know what the agents need, and that's the product that you've deployed. Is that not correct?
That's absolutely correct. We've tried to never lose sight that the agents still want to talk to us. So even though we have a ticket system and even though the agents can go in there and do this and do that, we still have a whole staff that triages their calls. And that's a lot of times where we really are successful in getting them to adopt the product more. But from day one, we just decided our money's going to go into technology. We were one of the first people that used an online contracting system.
Mhm.
So you only filled your paperwork out once. And we've always said we want to give it to the agents free. So that's another commitment that we made and we stick to it. And we also taught, like, there's agents that'll be here that are personal producers and they have my cell number. They have Kevin's cell number. They have the sales guy's we talk to the agents. So I think that also is valuable to us because we're not just satisfying the people at the top that are telling us what they need. We're hearing it all the way down to the people that actually write the business. And when we talk about AI, that's one of the things they said, oh, I don't know how to set up a template. Now you don't have to. All you have to do is know how to talk. So it just is a big advantage.
That's awesome. So you have a lot. You were the one of the first ones to really put everything, as you mentioned, the commissions and everything online. What is next for you guys? So what do you think? What are you guys looking at next and saying, all right, this is where we're gonna look, and this is where we're headed.
So in our mind, this solution will continue to evolve, and the agent will be able to go into the system and say, okay, go through my clients and let me know who looks like they're likely to lapse and let me reach out to them. Go into my clients and let me know who should I be talking to about final expense. Go into my clients and let me know where can I have cross-selling opportunities. So we're looking at it. We want the agents to not be afraid of AI. We want the agents to not be afraid of tech. We want them to see that as the bridge for them to continue to sell and be successful.
So Medicare Advantage, a lot of disruption every single year, whether it's regulation or commissionable plan changes or SEP rules. How does Boss for Agent help agents navigate this ever-changing landscape?
So the beauty of the product is they can send out a little template that says, please verify your doctors, please verify your meds. Then they can say, okay, well, these 5 plans were suppressed this year. Give me lists of all my customers that are in those plans, and then give me the product that I should recommend to put there that they no longer have that original plan. So it's really shortened up all that work that the agent used to have to do manually. Literally, we would have Excel spreadsheets
Mm,
that would be like 100,000 lines, and they
mm,
would have to try and sort them and find, okay, well, here's whose plan got suppressed and here's what's good to replace it. Now it does it all for them.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's an all-in-one tool. So there doesn't even sound like there's a reason that you would need as an agent any other tools. It's everything you're building it within that one platform.
And one of the things too, Joe, that's so unique is the agents can import and export.
Mm.
So let's say they come over to Pinnacle and they have 3,000 customers already. They don't have to work in 2 different places. They can import that into the solution and they can work their existing client base. And the other thing is they own the data. So if they need to export it, they can export their data. They're not held hostage to anybody.
It's incredible.
That's a really important point. Last question for you. You have been a part of the AmeriLife family for a long time, and I think that it's been a very synergistic relationship. We've helped you, and you've certainly helped us. Can you talk a little bit about the partnership with AmeriLife and what that's meant for the development of Pinnacle, the development of Boss for Agents, all of the great things that you're doing?
I would say the most significant thing is Scott Perry and Jim Quinn, when they came to our office and talked to us, made us a promise. You're successful. We're not going to fool around with that. We're going to allow you to continue to do things the way that you do things. And they have. And they like, we have our own booth here and we can do things there. And they listen to us and they've really tried to build some synergies. We're a family, but just like siblings, we fight, right? But we're a family, just like siblings. Don't you fight with my brother and sister. But I think they really let us retain our identity. And that is an incredibly important thing to us because that's what we build our business on.
Um,
So we're part of the family, but we have the energy, the compliance knowledge and the legal knowledge and the marketing knowledge that we get from the big mothership, but we're still Pinnacle. So, facing facing the agents, we're the people they always knew.
Our collective culture is better because of Pinnacle and our other AmeriLife partners. And by the way, I agree. The booth is always spectacular.
yes, it looks
It
amazing.
is always, it's one of the first things that we visit when we get here.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. Great conversation. You guys are doing incredible things. And until next time, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time on Marketing Masterminds.